So this is the tree that fell. Now that we're home and can get up close and personal, it is that close to the edge of the house. Literally, the trunk is like 4 or 5 feet away from our house. The only thing that saved us was probably that tree right there. If that had come 4 feet to the other side of this tree, that pine would have been on top of Mike and I sleeping in bed in that window right there. That's our bedroom, and that tree would have been on top of us. We are so unbelievably lucky and grateful. That was a huge tree. We should have taken it down when we took the other one down. I was really hoping it would be a big, beautiful tree for years to come, but nope. Look at the root ball on that. Oh, that poor thing. That poor thing. Hello, my name is Judith. I am one half of the Nutty Nitty Sisters. Together with my sister Julie, we create videos sharing our love of all things fibery and the fiber arts. If this is your first time joining, welcome. We definitely appreciate you clicking on one of our videos, and we hope that you will return. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for returning and checking out all of our videos. We appreciate it. If you have not yet subscribed, we would love to have you do so that you do not miss any videos, and click on the bell so you'll be notified as well. Today is December 19th, and it is almost a little after 5:30. I am sitting in the origami room having a cup of tea in my nitty cup. Julie and I got this beautiful cup on the Maine yarn cruise. I think it was our very first Maine yarn cruise. Unfortunately, I do not remember the maker, but we bought it at Shirley's in Hancock, Maine. So I'm sure she has the maker on speed dial if you are so inclined to have a similar mug. One of the things that I do remember about it is it was actually made from the maker pressed one of his wife's knitted swatches or garments or whatever into the clay to get this print. So yeah, I think it's really, really cool. So I am drinking today. I'm drinking the new tea that I hadn't tried yet, David's tea, and this is mango fruit punch. And I like the flavor of the tea, but I also really like the bags. They're this kind of fine mesh, beautiful chain stitch, and actual like real pieces of fruit in the bag. So it's like all organic, all just lovely, lovely tea. And it tastes amazing. So thank you, Julie. This was a tea from the Advent. So yeah, today is the 19th of December, and we have just survived a huge storm. I shared some video of the storm surf from Belfast Harbor and Searsport Harbor, close by here to where I live. And yeah, it was quite a storm. Over 300,000 people were without power at one point. We lost power at some point in the morning yesterday. We got it back later in the afternoon, but then it was gone again very quickly, and it did not come back until about noontime today, we think. We weren't all home. So our fish that I was worried about are fine so far. We've had nobody floating and nobody dwelling on the bottom, so they all appear to have survived okay. The temperatures in the tanks did fall well below where we would have liked them to be. My youngest daughter is quite a self-proclaimed fish expert. She knows a lot about a lot of fish. She kind of cares for and troubleshoots our tanks for us. And they're all tropical fish. So the danger apparently when the temperatures get low in the tanks, the danger is that they lose a slime coat on their scales that kind of keep them from getting viruses and diseases and bacteria and things. So we'll just have to watch everybody very close over the next few days and make sure that they stay healthy and medicate as needed. But so far, knock on wood, so good. So we did have one catastrophe during the storm. Out in my front yard, I have a huge pine tree. I used to have two very big pine trees, and we took one down. We had it removed a couple of years ago because it was quite large, leaning towards our house, and we just did not feel comfortable with it being there. So we paid a lot to have that removed. They're not cheap to remove. So we had that removed a couple of years ago, and literally while we were watching this tree bend and sway in the breeze, I'll call it a breeze, a very hefty breeze, my daughter Kayla that lives with us said, we really should think about taking that tree down. And I'm like, yeah, well, maybe we'll do it in the spring, we'll see. And Mother Nature had other plans, and she landed right next to our house. Thankfully, it was right next to our house. You saw in the video opening this video that it was extremely close, and had it gone 6 or 8 feet the other direction, it would have been right on my husband and I while we were sleeping. And it was absolutely terrifying to think how close we were to having that tree right through our home and right on top of us. So yeah, a little scary. Thank you, Mother Nature, for saving me the expense of removing the tree, but next time could you go a little bit further away from my home? So we'll have that mess to deal with eventually. It's not something that we are too terribly concerned about removing right away. It's not a wood that we can burn. We have an open fireplace, and pine has a lot of pitch that pops, and we've actually got little spots in our carpet where hot pitch has popped out of pine logs and burned the carpet. So it's kind of a fire hazard for us to use a lot of softwood like that. So we will likely chop up the tree and give it to my aunt and uncle. They have closed fire burning things, furnaces, and he has a wood stove in his shop. So we'll likely give it to them and allow them to use it. So yeah, that was our excitement. Now, as a result of all this excitement and having no power, I am woefully behind on all the things. I have not spun yesterday's fiber. A very silky, soft, I think it is sisal, which is a fiber made out of seaweed. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I have that to spin from yesterday. Then I also have the advent that I need to pull from today. For my knitting, I've only got this much done from yesterday's advent knit, and I haven't even opened today's. So we're going to open today's yarn advent and spinning advent right here live. Not really live, but you know what I mean. So here is box 19. Let's see what we have in here. Ooh, my sister knows how much I love my tea. Ooh, it's a British blend Tetley tea, Lady Clarence. It's an English breakfast tea, smooth and well-rounded black tea. It says her smooth demeanor and rich heritage, Lady Clarence is an undeniable British classic. Her refreshing outlook on and palatable taste invite you to enjoy her company all day long. Interesting. So I'll have to have that for my breakfast at some point. Thank you, Julie. I like that tea. I like tea in general. Ooh, and the color today is really pretty. The That is really nice. That is called Lavish. So all of these, so far, I'm assuming there's a trend here. So far, they've all been Wee County yarns. They're made in Scotland, 100% wool. I think I said they were Shetland wool, and I may have lied. It does say made in Scotland. I think I misread that as Shetland. But I am making a wrap that is loosely based on the Cozy Comfort Throw. I cast on 110, and then I'm just knitting row after row after row until the midi runs out, and then I add the next one. So I am also holding it together with Surrey alpaca. Surrey alpaca and nylon. It is called Surrey Stratus by Plymouth Yarn. So yeah, it started out kind of moody and earthy, and then it just exploded in color, and I am loving it. So we'll see where this is going. This nice dark kind of pinky purple is gonna go after that pink. So yeah, that is my knit, and with any luck I'll get that finished tonight. That is the plan anyway. So the spinning that I am doing is an advent I created for myself. The yarn advent is one my sister curated for me, and we curated each other's and then swapped. It's the only yarn advent I had because I only wanted to do one that I could knit and be done with and not have extra yarn because I have enough. So this is little bits of fiber that I have saved from different spinning projects that I've done throughout the year. And then I spin them all together on one bobbin. I will then take the bobbin, the single, off in a center pole ball and ply it on itself and get kind of a crazy, funky, fractally yarn. And then we'll see what we do with it. So I'm going to mix all the things. And oops, I've grabbed two. There. This is the one I had in my hand. So this is the one we'll go with. Let's see what we have. Ooh, it's another kind of silky. It's a kind of silky fiber. Oh, this I think was red Erie silk. Yeah, I think it's red Erie silk, which actually is on I spun the single, and I haven't plied it. I'm pretty sure it's still on a single, like a storage bobbin. And I can't remember what the plan was. I think the plan was to do like a friendship bracelet-y kind of thing to make shoelaces, I think. I don't know. But we'll add this to the Advent spin, and we will see how that looks on our bobbin. And that is what I'm going to do straight away after we're done here, so I get that completely caught up. In yesterday's video, I made mention of the Yarn Stash Restash, which is a prompt that is hosted by Anne Frost from I Thought I Knew How podcast. You can check her out on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you find podcasts, and on the YouTube at I Thought I Knew How. She creates a fantastic prompt. I participate on Instagram, but I think she does it through other channels as well. But it's basically, she gives you a task each day, and the goal of the task, it's usually through December 26th. I think it's a 10-day. I could be lying. It could be 2 weeks. But she gives a prompt every day on something to do, some little task to do to basically go over your stash, your tools, your bags, like all your notions, everything that you have to work with in knitting, crocheting, spinning, all the things. I've done this for, I think this will be the 4th year. I could be wrong. It might be the 3rd. I'm pretty sure it's the 4th. that I've done this, and I just love it. It is a chance to refresh everything, just to go through and take stock of what you have and rethink your goals for the next year. Frog projects that maybe you thought you were going to finish and you're just not going to. I've done that several times. And make sure that if you track your stash, however you track it, whether it's Ravelry or an Excel document or a notebook, whatever, that your tracking system is up to date. You go through patterns, you go through notions, you go through your project bags. When I do my yarn, I also do my spinning fiber. So as I go through my yarn, I also go through my fiber stash in the same way. And it just kind of lets you get everything out. You know what you have to start the new year, and you're able to reorganize it in a way that works for you. And I use this opportunity to really take stock in what has worked in the past, continue that, right? What has not worked, and maybe find a new way to do that. And just have fun understanding and knowing what you have. There are a lot of people that participate. So by posting things on Instagram, I always get like new ideas and new thoughts and new ways to do things. And new ways to store things. So I'm really looking for a new idea on how to manage my notions and how to how to restock project bags as I do them, and even a way that maybe I want to become a monogamous knitter instead of having 7 or 8 projects or 28 projects right now. So I am looking forward to this, as I do every year, to get new ideas, new inspiration, and new motivation to organize and restock and take stock in my fiber hobby supplies. So I hope you will join me on the journey, and check out Instagram. There's a hashtag #YarnStashRestash. And you can look at some of the posts from past years and join me this year. I have won a couple of prizes. She does prizes each year. And I've won a couple of prizes, which have been very nice and very generous. She's super sweet. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting this hot flaming pile of mess back under control. So I hope you join me. That was a lot. So I'm going to leave you there and do my spinning, and then dinner, and then knit and lather, rinse, repeat. So I will see you all again tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you later. Bye.